Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charles Peace. In today's video, we'll be making a beautiful reversible Pinafore Peplum top. So guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Now, we'll be using this fabric for it. I'm using an English fabric. If you like, you can use Ankara and you get another fabric that matches the one you choose. That is a plain and pattern. If you want it to be plain and pattern, or if you want it to be plain all through, depending on your choice. So guys, let's get started. So this is my body basic pattern. So I'll be working with this to cut both the front and the back. Now from the shoulder line, which is to the armhole side, I will take away 1 inch. That is, I want to create the pinafore from it. So I will take away 1 inch here. Then from my waist measurement, I'll divide my waist measurement into 8, which is 33 divided by 8 will give me 4.1 inch. And I'll go ahead and add ½ inch for my seam allowance, making it 4.6 inches. So this is 4.6 inches here. So I'll go ahead and connect this point to this point with my straight ruler. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Now, because the front will be having an opening, so I will use this to cut the back. After then, I will divide it into 2 to cut the front part of it. Now I'll place it on my fabric. I'll be cutting each of them the same thing I'll cut for this plain, the same thing I'll cut to the pattern. So guys, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Now I've cut out 2 sides for this pattern one, so I'll go ahead and cut out the black one 2 sides again for the front. I'll go ahead and divide it into 2. Now after then, the next step will be the peplum side. It's going to be a double peplum, that is 720 degrees peplum. So I'll go ahead and show you how to achieve that. Now for the peplum, I'll cut it out from this pattern, then I'll place it on the 2 fabrics to cut. Now for the measurements of my peplum, 13.5 by 13.5. 13.5 by 13.5. Now I will divide my waist measurement into 8, because normal peplum, if you don't want to use 6.28 to divide it, you use your waist measurement divided by 4, because the fabric will be folded into 4. So now I will divide my waist measurement into 8, since it's going to be double peplum. My waist measurement is 33 inches divided into 8 will give me 4.125. So that is 4.1 approximately. So I'll make it 4.1 round. I'll be cutting out 4.1 as the circumference here should be 4.1 inch. I will trace it. So I'll be adding extra allowance. So instead of cutting 4.1 inches, I'll cut 5 inches. I'll add extra 1 inch, making it 5.1 inches. The radius here, or you check with 3 inches as the radius. If you make 3 inches as your radius here, then from there you locate, can see that this is 5 inches. I want 5.5 inches. I'll go ahead and add half inch, that is 3.5 inches. This is 3.5 inches. Now to determine by the time I measure it, I'm having 5.5 inches. So my radius here is 3.5 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 3.5 round. Don't be confused. I divided my waist measurements by 8, which gave me 4.1. I added extra 1 inch, making it 5.1, and instead of cutting 5.1, I cut 5.5 inches for ease in order to make it to be very full. So guys, the radius that determine the 5.5 is 3.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it out here. But before I cut it, the length of the peplum is 10 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 10 inches all through. Remember, we are having measurement of 13.5 and I minus 3.5. So we are having 10 inches left here to be the length of the peplum. So I'll first of all cut out this edge here. Any question, you can drop it at the comment section. Any confusion will be clarified. So I'll go ahead and cut out the radius. So guys, I'll use this to cut out 2 from the plain fabric and 2 from the pattern fabric. Now I'll fold my fabric into 4. Now for the peplum, I'll fold my fabric into 4 and make sure you place the double folded side to double folded part of the peplum. Remember, this one is just half of the peplum, but I'm cutting it full. That is, my fabric is folded into 4 pieces. Place my peplum on this fabric and cut. So I'll be cutting 2 of these. So I'll go ahead and cut out the second one. After then, I'll cut the pattern one as well. Cut it out. I've gotten 2 peplum from the black one, so I'll go ahead and open it at this edge in order to just one side. I'll just open only one side and only one side of from this. So I'll place one side together in order to join it. So this is for the black pattern. I've gotten my peplum for this. So I'll go ahead and cut for the other fabric. Now I'm cutting for the pattern fabric. Then I'll cut a second one for this design. So guys, I've cut out the two peplum, so I went ahead to open up one side, the same thing I did to the back. So I'll go ahead and join it together. Now the last thing I'll be cutting will be the belt. So for the belt, I'll cut out from the design fabric or pattern fabric, then as well cut out from the plain fabric. So for the width of the belt, I'll use 3 inches. By the time I use ½ inch to join from the downside and ½ inch to the upper side, I'll end up having 2 inches. So I'll be cutting out 3 inches. So this is for the, I will go ahead and cut out from the back pieces. So guys, we have cut out all the pieces that we need for the top. So I'll go ahead and use my paper stay to, I'll iron all of them, both the peplum, the front and the back, including the belt. I'll go ahead and iron it out. After then I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've actually ironed it with my paper stay. This one for the peplum, I used hard gum stay to iron it, leaving the other plain one, that is the black one. I didn't use any one on it because I needed it to be a standing peplum. So I ironed this one with hard gum stay and I didn't use it on this. So the next step is to start sewing. I've already ironed this on the upper side and I went ahead to use my paper stay on one side of the belt. For this is not having any gum stay or paper stay. So guys, I'll put this aside. Now we are starting the sewing proper. This is for the plain fabric. I'll place it like so. I'll place both the front and the back pieces together and I'll go ahead and sew, join it at this neckline, just at this edge with ½ inch. I'll put it aside. Now I'll do the same thing to this pattern one or the orange one. I'll go ahead, place it right side facing each other. The front pieces and the back pieces, I'm placing it together. I will as well join at these two sides with ½ inch. After then I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Now for the front peplum, for the one that will be at the front, you know it has an opening. I'll curve it. I'm not going to leave it straight. So I'll curve it like so. Just have to cut out to make a circular shape. The same thing I'll do to the black fabric. I'll just place the one I cut out from the other one. I'll place it in order to cut the same shape. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So that this one will be at the front. So guys, I've joined the shoulder line, both the pattern one and the plain one. I've joined it at the shoulder. So the next thing I'll do is to place it like so at the right side, and I'll go ahead and place this design one on the right side of the black one. Now, after placing it, at this time I will sew all through from the neckline round and all the edges. I will sew it. I'll be leaving only the waistline open. All other parts, the front like so, I will sew it, and the two sides, including the round neck. After sewing, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've sewn it round. I sew the two sides, the neckline and the front side. So I'll go ahead and notch on all the sides. So guys, I've notched it. The next step is to turn it to the right side. So I'll go ahead and turn it. So guys, I've actually turned it to the right side. You can see. So I'll go ahead and iron it. Then I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Now after ironing, I'll keep it aside. Now for the peplum, I'll go ahead and join. Remember, the curved part is the front side. This is the front side. I'll go ahead and join this side, the straight side. I'll keep it aside, and as well do the same thing to the black one. Remember, I did not put gum stay on this because I used hard stay on this other side, so that's why I didn't use any one on this, because this one is already thick. If you are using paper stay that is light, you can do two of them, both of them, but I use only on one side. So this one, I'll do the same thing and join it at the two sides. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Now I've joined it at this side, both for the plain, the black one, and this other designed one. So I'll go ahead, place it like so, right side facing each other. So only at the down part, leaving the waistline open. I will leave it unsewed. So I will only sew the down part. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've joined the two peplums together from the downside only. I didn't sew from this waistline. So you can see. So the next thing I'll do now is to notch the round area before I turn it to the right side. Now I'll go ahead and notch. So guys, I've notched it round. The next thing is to turn it to the right side. So I'll go ahead and turn it out, inside out, the right side. So guys, I've turned it to the right side. You can see. So I'll go ahead and top stitch on the waistline round, and as well you go ahead and iron it very well. I'll be top stitching on the waistline round. After then I'll show you the next stitch. So guys, I've actually top stitched this waistline. So I will be pleating it because I made it bigger in order to, I want it to be pleated. My waist measurement is 33 inches, but what I have here is 52 inches. So I will pleat it. It's optional. If you want your own to be plain, you can go ahead and make it like so. But mine, I want it to be pleated. I like seeing pleated on it. So guys, I'll go ahead and pleat it to the length of 33 inches. So guys, because it's reversible, you can use the back, you can use the front. So I will prefer to use knife pleated instead of boss pleated or any other pleated, so that by the time I pleat it at the front, it will show the same way at the back. So why I want it to be pleated, basically because of this seam line, I don't want to see it. So I will go ahead and pleat so that the seam line will be, it will not show. You can see by the time I pleat on it, you won't be seeing the seam line. So I will just be pleating round, just normal pleating, anyhow you want it. But while you are pleating, make sure you measure it out so that it will rhyme with the waist measurement. Now I've pleated the waistline, I'll go ahead and measure it. To make sure that it rhymes with my waist measurement. At this time, I'm not adding any allowance to it. I'm still having 37, so I'll pleat it more to make sure that I end up with 33 inches. So guys, I've gotten what I needed, 33 inches. So I'll go to my sewing machine now and top stitch on this plinted edge in order to make it. I'll go ahead and top stitch again in order to make the pleating to stand very well. I'll top stitch it round, then I'll come back again to show you the next thing to do. So guys, I've top stitched on the waistline. At this point, we'll now join the upper side and the peplum together. Now I'll put it aside. I just put my paper stay on this soft one because this one is strong one. I didn't put it on it. What I'll do now is to notch the middle of each of the belts. For the length of the belt, I'm using 60 inches. 60 inches, and the width is 3 inches. So guys, I'll notch the middle of the belt both for this one and the plain one. The same thing I will do to this one. This is the back, while this opening is the front. I'll put it together to notch the midpoint of the back as well. Okay, after notching, the next thing I will do, I'll pick the back. Now the black belt will be at the black side and the orange side will be at the orange side. So I'll go ahead, make sure you the right side. Now I place the notch part of the black belt to the black side, and as well the orange side should be at the orange side. I place them together, make sure the notched parts they are aligned, and I went ahead to pin it together. So the next thing to do is to now go to my sewing machine and sew 1/2 inch straight down to where the belt stops. So guys, after putting a notch on the two belts, I will go ahead and put a notch at the middle or midpoint of the peplum as well. The midpoint of the peplum. So I'll go ahead and notch it as well. Then I'll open it up like so. Now I'll pick the orange part of the belt, the orange, and place it at the orange side, and the black belt, I'll place it at the black side. I'll use my pin to hold it. Then I'll go ahead and sew with 1/2 inch all through. I'll sew down at the edge like so. After sewing, at this time I'll close it up, leaving 1/2 inch for folding it in. 1/2 inch. I'll go to my sewing machine and do that. After then I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Now I've sewn it straight to this belt side, so I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side like so, and see the same thing I'll do to this side. I'll make sure I put the edges out very well. Okay, now the next thing is to join this upper side and this side together, but before then I'll fold this in by that 1/2 inch that we left. Remember, we left 1/2 inch. I'll fold it in like so. I'll fold it in with the 1/2 inch, you can see. Then I will top stitch. But before I close it up, the next thing I will do will be, I've already put a notch on this back side. The same thing I will do is to locate the midpoint of this upper side. So this is the midpoint here. I will not be putting a notch here because I already have a notch at the upper side. Now this is the midpoint. You can go ahead and use your chalk and mark on it, or you can do it like so. Use this pin as my notch to the midpoint. Now this is the notch part of the upper side. So at this point I will place it. I'll just put it in like so. Just let it enter small. It will go in small. Remember, this side will be folded in. We are top stitching on it. So I'll go ahead and use my pin to secure it. You can see. I will make sure the front and the back midpoint are aligned. So at this time is top stitching that we'll do. So I'll first of all, before I check the front part, for this other side, which is the front part, I'll put it, place it exactly where the peplum stopped. So this is where my peplum stopped. So I'll place it, the last edge of it, look at it. I'll put it, you place it well, the last edge of it should rhyme with peplum, the end of the peplum here. So remember to face, the right side will face each other. Mean the black part will face black part, while the orange part will face the orange part. So I'll go ahead. While inserting this upper side, don't allow it to go deep. Just allow it to go down highest by 1 inch. Now I've pinned it. I've used my pin to secure it. The same thing I'll do to this side. This side should start exactly from where the peplum stopped. It should start from where the peplum stopped. You can see that. Just fold it in and insert it just 1/2 inch, not 1 inch. 1/2 inch is okay, so that it will rhyme with the 1/2 inch seam allowance of the belt as well. So this is for the black side. I'll turn it over to the other side to do the same thing. The same thing I did to the black side, that's what I'll do to the orange side. I'll go ahead and fold it in with 1/2 inch, then I'll top stitch. After sewing, I will show you the final picture, how the peplum looks. So let me go now and sew through. So guys, after sewing, this is how the top looks. Can see, this is the front with the belt. And this is the back. Can see. Then I'll go ahead and tie it. Can tie it the way you want, anyhow you want. Can go ahead. And this is the back, the black side of it. Can see how it looks. So guys, this is the black side of the peplum top. Can see. So guys, how do you feel about this video? I hope it's helpful. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up, share to your friends, drop your comment at the comment section. So guys, keep watching for more styles and more designs. Bye until I see my next video.